Hello everyone. We are playing Everquest Landmark closed beta. Today we're going to do a little bit of home improvements on the claim. Over there in the distance you can see the central traveling spires. And here we are on my claim on this mountaintop. We go to the overall map. You can get a better idea of where I am. Compared to everybody else. There's some other claims around me. The blue ones are folks that have given permissions for folks to use the forges and other craft stations that are on their claim, as well as perhaps other permissions. It depends on the person. And what I'm going to do is I am going to install my basic crafting stations. I'm going to put down a basic platform and then put my crafting stations down that I got from the Central Traveling Spires Forge, and build my higher level tools for building and harvesting from. You will use your add tool. Get a little yellow box, scroll your wheel on your mouse to make it bigger or smaller. I'll just make something about like that. If you're wondering, I'm building this out of the texture is stuccoed wall. It is a dirt texture. There are many textures you can build from dirt. You get plenty of dirt, plenty of sand, and plenty of stone while out gathering and harvesting and mining other items such as gold and mithril and such. You can use the dirt and the sand and the stone and the various textures that they come in to do your basic building. Now I'm building this using the add tool only because the add tool is all I have available right now. There are quicker ways to build structures that you get once you have your forge and you've gathered the material to build them with. Line tool, smooth tool, selection tool. The selection tool is very handy. You can select a large area of whatever you want and then add the material in instead of building it one little voxel block at a time. I placed one block in the wrong spot there underneath, but I'm not going to worry about it because I am going to be deleting this particular platform after I have finished using it to make my stuff. What we're going to do is in my inventory, which you can click on the backpack to get or open it with I have a stone forge, a tinkerer's workshop, an alchemy station, and an outfitter's table that I made at the central spires. Right click and the item shows up on your cursor. You can then adjust the item by right clicking on it. I'm going to scale the item really down and then move it a little bit just to get it out of the way. And that's the first item. That's my forge. Let's place the tinkerer's workshop. We'll adjust it, scale, and move it a little bit, and we'll check mark that. Alchemy station, escapes. Let's adjust that. We'll scale it way down, as small as it will go. And then we'll move it around a little bit so that it's on the platform in a good spot. Check mark. Last item, the outfitter's table. Okay. Adjust that. Scale. And placement. Good enough. We're going to be picking all this stuff up and moving it when we do our claim improvements with a building and a foundation a little bit later on. Right now, we want to use the items, the workstations, to make some things. Now, the stone forge. I have a cobalt, up to cobalt. I have not made a mithril pick yet, but I do have the material to make it. Mithril ingots, elemental mithril, rubies, and my frosted heartwood. So we're going to go ahead and craft a mithril pick. Whoop. There we go. Now let's see here. Master crafted bracer. Make sure you put your, if you have one, put your bracer on, or any other additional items you have that will help you make a better item. I have a long mithril pick. It has an additional 17 reach on it. So I am going to use it instead of my cobalt pick from now on. And I will put my cobalt pick away in my bank vault or something later. Okay. So that is my new pick. Okay, now we're going to make some extra building tools. These are also in the forge. We have extra building tools. You come basically with an add, a delete, and a heal tool. These other tools come in handy for quick building. I expect they will probably add tools later. They are also working on tweaking these tools to make them work better here during beta. But we need a smooth tool that gives you rounded edges to your square blocks. A line tool which allows you to make angled connections. The paint tool, so if you have something made out of sand and you want to change it to gold, you can paint the gold onto that item and it will replace your sand with gold if you have enough gold. And the selection tool. This is the best tool that you can have for building. It's makes things quick. So let's craft one of those. Open up my inventory. My selection tool is there. I'm going to drag it down to my hotbox. Now I want to make the paint tool. And drag it down to my box, hotkeys, my line tool. Okay, I do not have enough cobalt ingots actually made. Pretty sure I have the raw cobalt, just don't have it in ingots yet. I need 30 ingots. I can make 46. So let's make our 30 ingots of cobalt so we can make that tool. La-di-da, yellow line going across, travel, travel, travel. I expect that they might make this a little quicker or do something in the game later to make it easier, because when you're doing for 10 or 20 or 30 it's not so bad, but when you're making 1,000 of something, you can be here a while waiting for that yellow line. Okay, got my cobalt ingots. Now I can make my line tool. Drag the line tool down to my hotkeys. And now I need my smooth tool. Now, let's see. I have enough tungsten, elemental tungsten. I have enough amethyst. I don't have enough ingots. I need 30 ingots and I have 13. So let's make, I need to make 17 tungsten ingots. I have plenty of stuff for that. Let's make our 17 tungsten ingots. Again, we wait for the yellow line. La-di-da, la-da-da, pa-pa-pa-pa, la-da-da. And we're done. We're done, we're done, we're done. Smooth tool. Craft one of those. Bang. Whoa. Okay, hold on here a sec. I've run out of room on my hotkeys here. I've got the sickle. I need those portal shards. Let's... Oh, we don't really need the portal shards in the key, in the... I'll just put them down as I need them. I don't use them. I walk around everywhere because that way you get to see what everybody's building. Hopefully they will have more hotbar abilities in F1 and F2, F3 ability or something, so that you can have, you know, more hotbars. One that you can set for building, one for harvesting tools, one for building tools, one for fighting tools and whatnot. But that's it. We now have the building tools we will need to do our building and stuff with. I have top level pick. I have my founder's pickaxe, which allows me to build or harvest from up to tier 6 trees. The founder's pickaxe is tier 6 for harvesting, only tier 2 for mining. That's why I had to make the better pick, which is the mithril pick for tier 6. The silver sickle is for tier 2 harvesting of plants, which is all they have available right now as far as I've been able to find. But one thing I don't have yet is a pulverizer. This is something you can use to go tunneling underground. It doesn't gather resources, but it's very quick for tunneling, from what I understand. I have not used one yet, so we're going to craft one of those. And that should round out my tools that I need. I have all of the tools I need for crafting and building, crafting. There we go. Portal shards and my flags, which I guess in that extra clothes, which I should bank. That's what this is. This purple thing here, the void vault, is something you can get. You can also build chests using the forge and put things in them so that you don't have to carry them around. As you can see, I'm running out of space, but that's okay. Now for gathering, you can carry a lot, it appears. I am carrying quite a bit. I've got over 400,000 stone voxels. I guess they're in voxels or units or whatever they're in. So you can carry a lot of stuff. This is all the things that I have gathered over the last few days to be able to begin my claim improvement with. Okay, it's time to go into claim improvement mode. I'm going to build a foundation and start my structure. I will not need these basic tools, the craft stations. They're just going to be in the way. I'm going to build around them. So for right now, I will pick up everything and get rid of this platform by deleting it. Now, this is why I like the selection tool and why I wanted to make one. Instead of having to delete this one little square at a time, I can select the entire area, click the delete tool, then everything turns blue to be deleted. I do still have this one particular box I made that I didn't really need there. I have some areas here where the platform was. I can heal them and make everything look like it did before I did anything here. Okay, now we're all healed up, back to virgin state for my property, and the rest of this is building, and I'm going to move these trees out of the way and build a foundation. This tree I might have to harvest to get rid of it. It looks like it's on the edge. The big boulders I can move around. I can use a lot of that stuff as there right now. Since they are on my claim, they have been turned into props as opposed to harvestable items. So I will be able to click on them. I can adjust them by moving them around and such as I could any prop, or I can just completely delete them and remove them from my claim. But I will see about moving them around and adding them to my decor of the claim in particular spots. Same with these big boulders. But we're going to go into speed build mode from this point forward and get some foundation work done and such. It's probably going to be an hour or two of my messing around and experimenting on this one little small claim to get my foundation going, because I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do here. Alright, so let's go ahead and go into speed build mode, and we'll talk again after I get everything built. foundation is done. As you can see, I've placed my crafting stations. I didn't resize them since I have a bigger platform now. This is my foundation for my build. The trees that I moved when I logged out and logged back in, 2 of them went back to where they were. I'm not sure if I'm going to have a problem in the long time turn with that and just have to delete them or what, or if that's a bug in the game database. I've built my first floor platform out to the size of my claim, and this will give me plenty of space to build up on to the top. The gold corner borders and the shadow box for my claim I don't really need anymore since I now know where the borders are. So let's get rid of that. And that makes it look a little bit more realistic. Now, these 2 trees over here, I can't do anything with. The small one there, I can't even harvest. I have not tried to harvest the big one to get rid of it yet. But you see the branches overhang into my building, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. But these 2 trees, I'll move them again and see if they stick this time. And I'm going to have a little open area here where people can come in, and then steps up, and then something down under there, but I'm not sure what yet. We'll see. But this is my start of the claim, and we'll go from here and see how things go.